Hey, what's going on YouTube? In this video, I'm going to talk about how to counter any hero in Dota 2. You can easily simply look at the counters in Dota buff right now because it's all available in Dota buff. For example, let's say I often play Ogre Magi counter, and it's gonna be in Dota buff with all the statistics. And here it says 4.3 win rate again. Win rate Phantom Lancer. Disadvantage is 4.3. High disadvantage against Phantom Lancer. It's look like all the illusion heroes counters Ogre Magi for some reason, and Ogre Magi's counters these heroes: Troll Warlord, Night Stalker, Klings, Razor, Ursa. These kind of heroes he counters. And you can see all the disadvantage. All the illusion heroes make it more disadvantage for Ogre Magi. But here I'm going to talk about some obvious counters that if you are support, it's hard time for you to pick a counter pick because you are the one supposed to pick the hero first. But if you are playing carry, you can. But in the current patch, you cannot still counter. But you can get some ideas. Like if you pick something, you can counter this. Like Phantom Lancer is well known counter by Earthshaker because Earthshaker is when Earthshaker ults, it's gonna be multiplied by the number of illusions or units around him. So when Phantom Lancer has a lot of images, it's gonna counter him pretty hard because of his multiple images. Now here we can actually see that, but it says, there's much better counter for Phantom Lancer than Earthshaker. This Lesage most probably AoE damage. This Lesage has a lot of AoE damage, and also the Sand King has AoE damage, Ember Spirit has AoE damage, and Landlord has AoE damage. All the AoE damage most probably mostly counters Phantom Lancer, but for Phantom Lancer, these things counters much better than Earthshaker. And also for Meepo, the best counter is Winter Wyvern, because if you ult Meepo by using Winter Wyvern, you are guaranteed to kill him on the spot. Because Meepo always carry his the other Meepo has 4 things. So when he carries things, if the Winter Wyvern ults, the other Meepos are gonna attack the Meepo, so it's gonna kill one of them. Is gonna get killed. So it's gonna be a big counter. We can actually see this here in Dota buff. Let's see here. Here I can see the heroes, all heroes, and if I go and click Meepo and counters, you can see Elder Titan is more counter than Meepo. Also Earthshaker, as I said, Earthshaker is counter for all the illusions heroes, and Meepo has multiple things. So the more units around Earthshaker is better for him. Enemy units around Earthshaker is better for him because his ult multiplies according to the unit number. If it's high, it's good for him. So it counters Meepo really hard, and also Winter Wyvern and Lesage because of the AoE damage, and also Shadow Fiend. Like that, you can see all the counters for anti-magi. For anti-magi, the counter heroes for anti-magi are Meepo, Legion Commander, Lone Druid, and Slaughter, Phantom Assassin. So you can see, you can counter. There are always counter for each hero. So you can see that in Dota buff. If you are playing against certain heroes and if you don't know what's the counters, it's better for you to create a Dota journal and write them down. So next time you can counter, because nobody does it, and if you do it, it's gonna increase your win rate. But in case you pick the heroes, nowadays it's hard to counter because the supports picks first. And it's better to counter carry than supports, but you can counter the supports by having some knowledge about it. But if you let's say unfortunately you couldn't counter the heroes, if you couldn't counter heroes but you pick the heroes, but you can still counter the heroes by items. But it's always good to nurture your hero than picking buying the item that counters him. For example, let's say you are playing a hero that doesn't buy Mjolnir. Mjolnir is a counter for image heroes, but let's say you play a hero that doesn't buy Mjolnir. You shouldn't buy it just to counter the hero. You have to see there's the other option that your hero can buy. Let's say your hero is an Intel hero, and you can counter the image heroes using Shiva's Guard. That's another counter for image heroes. So you have to look at the things that nurture your heroes and also that counters the other heroes. For example, let's say I play Ogre Magi all the time, most of the time. So let's go to the Ogre Magi hero. Here, element Ogre Magi. Okay, let's say I picked Ogre Magi. Let's look at the counter. Let's look at the heroes that counters Ogre Magi. Counters. Okay. Let's look at some heroes. I'm not fully knowledgeable, but something I can easily say. If I have a nature prophet in the game, I can literally take the force staff. What does force staff do? When the nature prophet sprout around me, I can use that to escape from nature prophet. And also if my team is sprout by nature prophet, I can use that to help my team escape from the sprout. Let's say if I have anti-mage, I can buy the Rot of Atos. That's good. That's one of the good item on Ogre Magi. Why it's good? Because anti-mage is a squeezy, he's a sneaky hero. He like to escape all the time. So if I buy a Rot of Atos, I can catch him easily if he try to run. Also my stun is also good, but I have to be careful when he uses the shield. I shouldn't put that when he uses the shield, because if he pop up the shield when I use that thing, it's gonna repeat to me. And let's say a Huskar. I can buy Heaven's Halberd if the Huskar is there. Because Ogre Magi is a support, he can pick those kind of things. And you can see what item actually nurtures Ogre Magi, and you can plan your counter item according to it. To see the item that most successful on Ogre Magi, you can see it in Dota buff. You can see the item in Dota buff. Look at the win rate high, and also just don't look at the win rate high. Look at let's say about 20,000, most probably good. Like match played, if you look at things about 20,000 and win rate, most probably it's going to be a good item. Boots of Travel is a good item again in Ogre Magi. The reason is it's gonna allow you to move fast and stun fast. It's kind of like cast range. The reason we have a cast range is catch the enemy even if they are in a far range. But Boots of Travel is the same as that. You can run against them fast and catch them quickly. And these things, most probably if you are playing carry Ogre Magi, the thing is Bloodstone most probably bought if you are playing mid Ogre Magi or carry Ogre Magi, because if you are playing support, I don't think you will be able to get this because you wouldn't have enough farm to get this kind of items. Octarine Ghost is pretty good on Ogre Magi right now. It decreases the cooldown, also increases the range according to the new patch. And Solar Crest is pretty good on Ogre Magi. The thing is, it increases the movement speed, and when you cast this one on enemy team, it's gonna minus armor, and this is very good on Ogre Magi because it's gonna minus armor multiple heroes at the same time. So it's better than any other hero using than Ogre Magi. And Shiva's Guard, you can, let's say you have illusion hero on the opponent side, you can try for the Shiva's Guard, but I don't think you will get that far in the game because Shiva's Guard is an expensive item. So you're not gonna get that far. So like that, you can see, let's say it's better to have an idea of around like 16 items most successful in Ogre Magi. You can even see like about the matches play higher than 30,000, or you can just write that down, or you can even put it in your game. Like if you go to demo and you can put it in the settings, and like you can put the item most successful item and you can list those items there, so when you are in the game you can see those. And otherwise and all these things. Now you have some idea of what items that actually nurtures Ogre Magi, and you can build items that counters the enemy carries. Like it's better to carry 2 carries in a game, so the game is going to be easier. You can shut down 2 heroes. Let's say your enemy team has Zeus. You can buy Pipe Up inside to help your team. That's a counter item for Zeus because it's all prevent all the magical damage. And let's say the enemy team has a Morphling. You can pick up the Spirit Vessel. Or let's say your enemy team has a Phantom Assassin or Faceless Void. You can buy the Aeon Disc to counter him. So you can look at the most successful item on Ogre Magi. That actually nurtures, this item actually nurtures Ogre Magi. These items are good on Ogre Magi. So you have to see those things, because nurturing your hero is much important than countering the enemy hero. So you have to look at the things that nurtures you first, and you have to build the item that counters around that. In that way you're gonna have higher chance of winning that game. And that's it. That's how you can counter. Like the first thing you can do to counter any hero is basically looking at the real counters. And if you have no idea about what hero actually counter this hero, you can get an idea in Dota buff. Let's say you're playing a game and you don't have any idea. After you've done that game, make a Dota journal to see what are the heroes that counters them, and just write it down. So when you play next time, you already know that. You can see that and you already know. And if you don't have items that counter certain hero, you can also get that idea and put it in the Dota journal. So when the hero next time comes, you can counter him. That's a thing. And these are 2 ways. One's countering the hero by picking a counter hero. And the next thing is building counter item. And also the specific heroes can be countered by gaming style. Let's say if your enemy team has a lot of late game heroes, let's say Medusa there, Spectre there, and PA there, you can play aggressively and end the game early, because in the early game those heroes are gonna be really weak. If you let them go late game, they are gonna be really strong. So you shouldn't let them go late, because early you have the early advantage. When you're early, you are going to be stronger than them because they picked all the late game heroes. So your playstyle can be being so aggressive, so they cannot do anything. And the next gameplay you can do is, like, sometime there's a team fight. Like let's say your enemy team is always 5 and they are actually destroying your team by putting all the powers and stuff. The playstyle you can do is split pushing. When they happen, just don't engage in the fight. If they are in the other side, go to the opposite side and push that lane, like Nature Prophet, red game. So if they are playstyle and they are winning the fights, don't fight with them. Just split push and you can win the lanes. That's kind of another counter. And that's how you can counter any hero in Dota 2. And I hope you guys find this video helpful. Thanks for watching. See you guys in my next video.